So I'm not afraid of AI because AI cannot replace the human connection, and that is the biggest piece. Hello everyone and welcome to another Wavelength. My name is Waveney. I am a leadership coach, and every week I'm bringing you either stories, breaking down management theories, breaking down stuff that's happening in the media, all geared towards your leadership development. I want you to be better. I want to inspire you to be an influential leader. And when that happens, you impact the lives of those that you lead positively. Now, are you ready to get on the same wavelength? Fabulous. So today I thought that I would share my thoughts around AI, which is artificial intelligence. There's been, quite an explosion and an expansion of AI platforms and tools that have been shared over the last year and in recent months, and so I want to share with you my thoughts on it because many persons have thoughts. People are afraid that they're going to lose their jobs, that AI is going to take over. It can be pretty scary, right? The things that AI can do, like create videos, and they can really replicate and represent someone. Like I think I saw the other day on Instagram where there were explicit photos of, I think it was Taylor Swift, going around. And then when I was reading, because this is the Shade Room and TMZ, yes, I have to keep updated on all fronts. And then it came out that those were generated AI photos. So just like anything, it could be used for good, and or in that example, it could be used for bad. And so what I want to explore is why I am not afraid of AI, and I don't think that you should be afraid of it either, because the fact that you subscribe to this channel, and if you haven't subscribed, do so now. Maybe you've stumbled, you were on YouTube scrolling and you're stumbling across this video, so go subscribe now. But the fact that you're listening tells me that you have a passion to learn, that you want to be better, that you want to be an influential leader, that you want to really impact the lives around you. And I believe that we all, in our capacity as leaders, have the ability to do that. Many people focus on being popular. They want to be famous or they want to be infamous, and they don't realize that they have a platform. They don't realize that they have an everyday audience. And the everyday audience, these are the people that you interact with. These are the people that you lead. These are the people that you meet at the grocery store, right? And so we all can make a difference just by being better. And so I went off topic a little bit. So I'm not afraid of AI because AI cannot replace the human connection, and that is the biggest piece. AI cannot replace human connection. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that there won't be, other technological advances, and that things, there's I won't delve into the nitty-gritty because I'm not an expert at it. But at the end of it, what I do know is that AI cannot replace that human connection. And as humans, we are unique. We bring to the table our own personality, our values, the way we see the world, and that is what makes us special. That is what makes it so, alive and engaging, especially when you are around other people. And so human connection is really at the heart and soul of what keeps us alive. That's part of it, right? Yes, we have the physiology, I'm butchering this word, I beg your pardon, but the physics of it all, I'm not even going to try to complete saying that word, right? Our physiology. We have that, but there's another component to being human, right? There's another component to being human, and it is about a sense of community. Now, think back to COVID-19. Think back to COVID-19. I don't know where you were, but I can tell you where I was. I was not working because, if you don't know, my background is in hospitality, and at the time of this recording right now, I am still working my 9 to 5 in hospitality, and you know that there was no travel and so forth. And so, living on a Caribbean island, everything was locked down, there were no flights coming in, and I was home. My job was affected. And I remember, we often take for granted the simple things. I knew very quickly, I realized very quickly that I had to get a routine. I had to put some sort of routine in place of going to work, because we take for granted going to work. And even though many of us, or some of us, sorry, might be in jobs that we don't like, or we don't like our leaders, or we have this coworker, or we have this person on our team that is not nice or toxic or what have you. Going to work in itself, that's a routine. That's something we look forward to. Whether you want to believe it or not, you look forward to it. There's something about that routine, right? And so think back to COVID-19, when there was no contact, right? We couldn't go to work. There was no sense of community where we would gather in person. We couldn't do that. And that in itself will tell you how powerful the human connection is. I know I was a little bit depressed, and I didn't realize it until afterwards. I was depressed, right? And many persons went through that because that contact, that sense of community was taken away. And so for those of us who had Facebook or Instagram, we spent our time there, right? That's a sense of community. And so, not getting really deep into that, I wanted to share that example to show you how powerful a sense of community is, how powerful the human connection is. And that is why I'm not afraid of AI, because you need people, you need good leaders in organizations, even if, because there are some jobs, I'm not going to sit here and say some jobs won't be impacted as, the technology increases, but you still need leaders. You still need people to perform functions. And so I want to really quickly share with you something from Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And Maslow was a psychologist, and he was saying, he shared this pyramid, and he was saying that every human have needs, not wants, needs. And these needs, the lower needs to be satisfied before they could really move on to the next phase. But the reason why I'm sharing it with you is because at the base of it is the physiological needs. That's the word I was trying to say just now. And I'm not going to edit me butchering that word, and I'm not going to edit it because there's some people that believe that perfection exists, and I want to share with you that even though you may feel like you're not ready, you don't have all the tools, that you can still share a powerful message like I am doing. As you realize, I didn't stop, I kept going. And so I just wanted I'm leaving that in there so you can see that. Anyway, back to my story. Physiological needs, right? And these are breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing. So these are our basic needs, and these have to be satisfied before we could think about anything else. And if you think about it, it does make sense. But this is not what I want to share with you. What I want to share with you is there are two or three other needs that are on this pyramid that proves my point that we need the human connection. So one of it is love and belonging. We need a sense of belongingness. We need to feel that. And at work, we feel that, right? We feel that at work. This is why the DE and I, diversity, equity, and inclusion, this initiative is so powerful when used correctly, because people need to feel a sense of belonging in the space in which they are a part of, right? And so love and belonging, friendship, family, intimacy, sense of connection, as humans, we all need to feel that, right? And then after that is satisfied, Maslow is saying there's self-esteem. And self-esteem is really about confidence, achievement, respect of others, the need to be a unique individual. And that's important, because when we share our gifts, our talents, and we show up confidently in the world, if there's nobody around us, then what? I mean, we're not getting feedback. We're not getting the pat on the back. We're not getting recognized. We're not seen. You need humans for that. And that's why I'm not afraid of AI, and you shouldn't be either. And then after self-esteem, he has self-actualization. And this is really about living out your purpose. And there's studies that show that, some people don't reach that. I'm not here to talk about that, but that's about living out your purpose. But you as a leader, you as someone who want to grow and develop, you can live out your purpose through the role of leadership. AI can't do that. AI cannot do that. No, AI cannot replace leaders, I feel. And there are certain things such as authenticity. AI cannot replace that. No. I'm going to give you this example. I use AI in my business. No, I don't. Sometimes I am tired and I may have an idea of what I want to say, and I will type into ChatGPT. The rough draft of it, and I will type it in, and then I will get a response. And many times, I can tell you 99% of the time, I could even go on and say confidently 99.9% of the time, I do not take what ChatGPT gives me. I do not take the entire thing, and I don't post that. So I may have, for example, an idea for a content, right? A post, an Instagram post, a social media post, and I might just type in the rough draft, and ChatGPT gives me something else. I do not take what ChatGPT gives me and post that as my content, because many times when I read it, I'm like, I don't speak like this, right? And for me, it's very important that I show up authentic on this platform. For me, it's very important that I show up in my integrity, because I want you to see what is possible. As I share with you, I am growing. I've grown by leaps and bounds, right? But I want you to see that authenticity. ChatGPT, AI, whatever platforms that they use, that it can't replace that. Many times what I do, when ChatGPT responds, there might be a phrase or a line, and be like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. Let me expand on that. That is how I use that in my business. The other tool that is great to use as well, because I want to highlight the good in it, is Grammarly. Grammarly is an excellent tool, and if you're not using it, you should probably use it. And it's a great tool. It's a tool that, the word inspects is coming up, but corrects. That's what I'm thinking of. Corrects your grammar. And it's a great writing tool. I use it many times when I've written my posts. I just pop it into Grammarly. Another human element that I'm saying ChatGPT. Another human element that AI cannot replace is trust. and you know, around everything around this AI, people are skeptical. People don't trust it. It's especially scary when you see the things that people are able to do. And like I mentioned, you know, anything in this world can be used for good, and it could be used for uh, evil. And so there's a lot of mistrust around AI, and trust is important in the work environment. Trust is a key element. People people who perform well, people, those departments or organizations that do well, there is some element of trust embedded in their leaders, and you can only gain trust by that human connection, because our bodies are always emitting signals, we are always communicating, we are always showing up in a particular type of energy, in a particular type of space. And this is really, and of course our actions, which is telling, because we may say one thing and do a next, but when our words and our actions align, trust is created. And so AI cannot replace that trust. Okay, it cannot replace that trust, which is huge. Another and a really big component of this, AI cannot replace our uniqueness, our individual uniqueness. AI cannot replicate that. It can't do that. And all these things are important for a leader, for you to show up in your uniqueness, your authenticity, what makes you you, your lived experience. AI doesn't have that, right? ChatGPT, you have to type in the prompts for that, right? You have to type those in. And then your just overall human values. AI can't reproduce that. And these things are super important for us as leaders. No, it's not to say that these platforms are not important, that these platforms can't make our work easier. As a matter of fact, we use AI all the time, our phones, you know, online, but it's becoming more apparent. But the key is to understand and to figure out how to work with that technology. And I want to read for you one last thing before we wrap up. I want to read for you just briefly a report that I'm not going to read the report, sorry. I'm going to read parts of it. And it was published by McKinsey. I'm going to put it down in the link below so you can go and read it. And this article was written in 2021, right? 2021, and it said it is named Defining the Skills Citizens Will Need in a Future World of Work. And I found this highly interesting. It said, our research identified 56 foundational skills that will help citizens thrive in the future of work. And there are 4 quadrants that they have, and I'll read each of the quadrants and 2 of the skills that are listed under it. So they have 4 quadrants: cognitive, interpersonal, leadership, and digital. Under cognitive, they're saying critical thinking will be important, okay, such as structured problem solving, understanding biases, storytelling, and public speaking. This is under cognitive skills. Under interpersonal skills, you have fostering inclusiveness, collaboration, coaching, inspiring trust, sociability. I know I said I would read too, but this is inspiring me as well. Then on the third one, self-leadership. That's another quadrant, right? and it has self-confidence, integrity, self-control and regulation, understanding own emotions and triggers. And then on the fourth quadrant, which is digital, they're saying digital literacy, digital learning, digital ethics, right? Why am I reading this to you? I am reading this to you because I want you to see that at least 3 of the quadrants, or even all 4 of the quadrants, these are the skills, and they all need people to start. Robots and platforms and so forth, they can't have self-control and regulation. Storytelling, yes, you may be able to create a video using AI, but who has to input that story into the text that is gonna translate that text to video, right? And there's something about sitting in the presence of someone and having them share a story with you, or having that type of social engagement. And so it all begins with us humans. It is our humanity. It is the connection with others that makes us so powerful. All right. This is why your job as a leader is so important. This is why I speak about influential leadership. This is why I am taking the time every week and committing to sharing with you stories and bringing you, inspiration and breaking down these management theories or things that are happening in the media, sharing with you so that you could become a powerful agent for change to impact the lives around you. We cannot take the humanity out of the equation. We can't take the humanity out of the workforce. Yes, there are some jobs that will be impacted, but you still need that human connection. And so I'm not afraid. These are the reasons why I'm not afraid of AI, and neither should you. What you should be focusing on is being agile, being adaptive, learning, growing, seeing how you can use the technology in a good way to enhance your life, to enhance your team's life, to make work easier, to make yourself more efficient, right? Rather than shy away from it or pretend that it doesn't exist, because it does exist, and there will be even more platforms coming up in the future. And so we want to be ready, because part of being an influential leader is having a growth mindset. It's about being agile. It's about being flexible in a changing world. And that is the hallmark, one of the key characteristics of a great leader. And so thank you for watching today. Let me know if this resonates with you. Share it out with a work bestie. And if there are any other topics that you would like for me to speak on, please send me a DM. Let me know, and I will be more than happy to, come on and share my thoughts around that topic. Until next time, I will see you on another wavelength. Bye.